Hey guys, Luke here, Tranquility Base. Welcome to another video. In this one, we've got a 17-year-old Jag X Type that's been sat in a driveway for the best part of 1 year, and we're going to clean it using the Sansom range of products. So stick around, enjoy this. It's a hell of a turnaround, and if you're interested in our review of the products, that's going to come right at the end. Let's jump in. Sorry to interrupt, I'll be really quick. For your chance to win a fantastic Sansom bundle of products that are featured in this video, then stick around to the end of this video for details on how to enter. So, as I said, this is a 17-year-old Jag X Type that's been sat for almost 1 year on a neighbour's driveway. She was looking to get rid, and we were looking for a new family runaround, so we scooped it up. Hence the condition. It wasn't really sold as a pristine, we've looked after it type of thing, although in time gone by, this was once a well kept for car. And in fact, long-term viewers of the channel will recognise this as the car that was in the Autoglanz one manufacturer cleans from about 4 years ago. So they've owned the car for almost a decade, and just in recent years, due to failing health, they've not really been using the car, and they said it was time for it to go, and they were happy to see me take it as they knew I would look after it as well. The condition on it, as you can see, is one of neglect. Having sat for so long, it's picked up nice little details such as the flames drawn in the dirt down the side of the car, and all of this will be tackled today in due course. But what we decided to start on was the wheels. The wheels themselves, having done a test spot, we agreed that a heavy acid cleaner was the way forward, and that was based really off of just speed and time constraints on the day. We used KKD's Devil Juice, and it really did cut through everything that was on there at a good speed, and left a finish we were happy enough to accept on the day. Sure, it could have done with a full wheels off decontamination on the wheels, but it's simply time didn't allow on the filming day. Once we'd done the wheels, we made sure we scrubbed the tyres out. They were more muddy than anything else, but there was certainly brake dust built up into the tyres as well. So a few hits of all-purpose cleaner and a good scrub with the brush brought them back to something resembling clean-ish, certainly enough that we could dress them and present a reasonable finish shot at the end.
You want that bite? No. Okay, you're going to make sure it feels odd in the bottle, like the spray.
And as always, you know, we have to clean wheels properly, but we have to get in our obligatory Instagram shot. So neat fallout remover, in this case Sansom Reactive, onto dry, dirty wheels, and then just sped up for your viewing pleasure to see just how purple they could become. Then the time elapsed in this video is around about 5 minutes, so it's been heavily sped up. Once it sat for a while, jet washed it off, and as you can see, this product is pretty potent. It did a reasonable job fetching off the majority. You can still see all of that black pitted in brake dust, which we knew was the problem from that test spot, and this is what needed that heavy acid to go at. So instead of wasting the reactive on getting to this stage and then hitting the acid over the top of that, we just decided to go straight in with acid for simplicity. And now a short musical interlude as we snow foam the car. So whilst the snow foam was dwelling and doing what it needed to, we set about all the tight work with brushes and all-purpose cleaners. Michael was using the Bugsy, which is the bug and grime remover from Sansom, whereas I was using an all-purpose cleaner mixed up in a bottle. So you'll see some shots with the Bugsy and others with the all-purpose cleaner. This isn't a reflection of Bugsy as a product. It was very, very good at what it was designed to do, just simply that we only had one bottle and again limited time, so we had to make do with what we had. This was a big wow moment for us when we came to rinse the car. The actual colour of the paintwork really started to come through at this point, and we could really see what we were starting to contend with. It also showed us the ability of the snow foam in that it cut through all of that sandy, dirty, mucky stuff that was down the side of the car. It really did an exceptional job at prepping us up for the wash stage. We found all the flat surfaces had, we assume would be maybe a tree sap, some sort of settlement on the paint. We found that again with a little bit more aggression with the pressure washer paired up with the snow foam, we were able to take these off in a relatively contactless way. Now that that's done and the car on my side here is dried a little bit, you can see the true condition of the paint at this stage. So don't be misled by extra wet snow foam shots. These products are designed to remove the surface dirt, and this has done that fantastically well. But you can still see that a contact wash is in order. For that we set up the 2-bucket method and just worked from top to bottom around the car, Michael having the near side, me the off side. And we just made sure that everything was given its due attention.
I think like a live stream would work if you had a unit or something, you know what I mean?
At this stage too, we were discussing how sudsy the shampoo was and how slick it was at cleaning. It had a good amount of cleaning power, and it really made this step a pleasurable one and an easy one too.
Might give it a trial on that, see what happens. What's worse than that? No one's watched. I mean, that's how they all start.
And here in the close-ups you can really see just how much of a sudsy shampoo this one is.
All the black specks are coming off.
Now that we're all washed up and rinsed up, we decided not to go for a full decontamination, but just to get a bit of an iron removal session going on the paintwork. We figured this car has probably not been properly cleaned since we had it last all those years ago, and we were shown to be right when the car lit up like a Christmas tree once we hit it with the iron remover. Every panel was pretty embedded with iron contaminants, and as you can see here, as time went on and the panel got more and more purple, it was really surprising just how much can get built up in these cars after years of neglect. The car really could do with a full clay bar session, and I'm sure maybe sometime in the future it will get that, but for now this was more than ample enough just to take us on to the next stage, which is to put some protection back onto the paint. So now that we've protected the paint with Hydra, really just onto the finishing touches. The only things left now are the tyres and trim. For that we're using the Voodoo Tyre and Trim Cream, and then just to get the glass shiny and clean. We've not done the interior today. We're going to do that in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Trust me, it's just as mucky as the exterior was. But for now, this is just the final few details before we head into the finished shots. After the finished shots, we'll cut back to me in the kitchen for my final review of the Sansom range of products. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For now, enjoy the finished shots, and I'll see you on the other side. Right, just me again. Before we jump into the review, the details of the Sansom giveaway, if you have a look down below in the description of this video, you're going to see this web link here. If you click on that, it's going to take you across to the Sansom website where you just have to put in your name and an email address. Sansom are going to take care of the rest from there. They're going to put together all the entries and just before Christmas, draw one of you lucky guys out from that at random. And they're going to make sure that that whole bundle of everything you've seen in today's video will hit you just in time for Christmas. So have a go, click on that, you've got nothing to lose. On with the review. So I hope you found that as satisfying to watch as we did to clean. For us, we thought it was a much better colour once we got the thick brown muck off of it, and it really came up very, very nicely indeed. But what did we think of the range of products used for this video? Let's go through them one at a time. So first up, the Snow Foam Whiteout, as Sansom call it. Sansom actually have 3 pre-wash options in their range, a pH neutral one, this one which has got a little bit more of a kick to it, and then they've got a more intensive spray, which probably would have been good on this one, but we just simply didn't buy it in time for this video. The Snow Foam itself dilutes down really, really well, and it is a good value for money option. It leaves a good blanket of foam which had enough dwell time for us to get around all the tight work, but without being so fluffy and cloud-like that it was sat on the driveway for hours on end. It worked well. It cleaned all the surface grime that we wanted it to. It's by no means a contactless wash, but when are these ever? Plus, it doesn't really say that that is what it's going to do. So for us, a great snow foam that does exactly what we'd need it to at a fair and reasonable price. Shampoo next. This shampoo had a few key features that we really liked. It had a good amount of suds to panel transfer, and I was using a microfiber pad in this one. Michael was using, I think, a lamb's wool mitt, and we both agreed that it had a nice amount of suds to the car. Now, that doesn't make for a good cleaning shampoo, but it is a nice feature to have. A lot of people tend to agree. As far as cleaning power on this one, it was spot on. Not just that, but it had a good amount of lubrication and felt slick under both the mitt and under the microfiber pad. So all in all, a good shampoo, something that we'd both reach for again. The reactive wheel cleaner, as you saw in the Instagram worthy shots, does actually have a very quick and good colour change. It is strong, it is potent, it is very, very capable in what it does. It's a very thick viscosity, and in that it dwells on the panel for quite a long time. The downfall of that is that it doesn't have the best action as far as spraying over the whole car, and Michael did complain that it was causing his hands some discomfort doing the whole thing. I'm pleased to say this is a bit of feedback that Sansom have took on board, and they're always looking at ways they can improve, and the fact that they're happy to listen to those minor feedback suggestions shows that they're really on the right path to success. The Voodoo Tyre and Trim Cream, there are actually two versions of Voodoo. One is a tyre dressing, and the other is what we used, which is a tyre and trim dressing, which is in the cream form. For us, we had a mixed set of results, and by that we mean on one particular tyre, we both loved and rated the finish. It was right up both of our alleys. It's exactly what we look for this type of product. What was of note was that we actually had 4 different brands of tyre on this car, and they were all of a budget variety. What they all did was took the dressing in different ways. One of them just straight out rejected it, and it seemed to evaporate into nothing almost immediately. 2 seemed moderately dressed but not enough to our taste, and the 4th one was absolutely spot on. It's probably more a reflection of the tyres and the compounds that are making up the rubber of those, and less so the reflection of the product, as we did try it separately on 4 matching premium tyres on a different car, and the finish was spot on. It is not a trim restorer in respect to certain products or certain trim pieces have just gone simply too far to be brought back. And to note, on the rear of this car, the bumper trim section just struggled to take any trim dressing, really. It just kept soaking it all in. So the product itself has a fantastic finish in certain instances. I really don't think it's specific to this type of dressing that it had a variant on all 4 tyres. I'd probably hazard a guess that any other tyre dressing would have had the same result. So all in all, if you get the finish that we showed in the after video, and that's the type of finish you like, I think you'll like this product. And then we move on to Hydra. Hydra is probably the easiest and laziest way to lay some protection onto your car. Super quick, super easy, as this video showed, and it does leave actually a reasonable finish and gloss behind. For me, it's not the same as waxing in that I enjoy the process of waxing a car, but if you are more like Michael in that you want a protection just to protect and not be a whole experience or labour to apply, then I think this will be right up your alley. Very straightforward and simple to use, and the fact that Michael's actually now finished the whole bottle points to this being a very, very good product indeed. The longevity is there, the finish is there, and the simplicity is there, and also it is a good value for money option if you value your time more than a few quid extra. It's difficult to review the glass cleaner in that it does work. Glass cleaners now are getting to the point where really you're only going to have an issue if it's streaky, and very few of them are that. So the glass cleaner, if you're short of some and you're placing an order with Sansom, you can buy this safe in the knowledge that it does do a good job. And in our final thoughts of Sansom, all in all, very positive. Michael and I both agreed that the range itself is very much focused on being user-friendly, affordable, well presented, and really aimed at every level of car detailer, car cleaner, car enthusiast alike. The fact that it was endorsed and supported by James from TI22 in the initial launch and still to date for us was a big selling point. And some of you will know James and others may not, but James is an incredibly knowledgeable detailer in the UK detailing scene, and if he's happy to put his name to a product, it must be good given the amount of experience and knowledge he has from within the industry. Sam and the whole team over at Sansom seem very positive, very focused on having a straightforward and successful brand that does exactly what you'd want it to. I would say, not that this is really part of the review, but if I was to pick any brand in recent years that I said stood a good chance of getting onto a Halfords shelf, this would probably be it. And by that I mean that everything Sansom have done to lay their shop out, they've done right. Good spray triggers, good branding, very eye-catching, easy to use, great value for money, so on and so forth. Really lends it to anyone that's interested in looking after their car and it being an enjoyable process to do so. I would say if you're looking to try a new brand, then you could do much worse than putting your money in the Sansom pot. All of their products that we tried today, I would vouch for, and I would say you would have an enjoyable experience using too. We look forward to trying some of the other products in their range, and as they develop and bring new products to market, we'll be sure to put them on the channel as well. The only other one I forgot to mention in the review was the Bugsy. We didn't actually use it as a bug cleaner, so I've kind of skipped over that a little bit, but as an all-purpose cleaner, it does a fantastic job. We must at some point use that as a bug remover, but simply wasn't applicable in this particular clean. So for now, I'll say that's a good all-purpose grime remover, as it does also say on the label, but we're going to hold that back for a bug cleaning video, hopefully when the weather gets a bit warmer.
I'd like to interject here if I can. I've used Bugsy as a bug remover and it's very, very effective. The second it hits the panel, you start to see the splats dissolve and run down the paint. As you may have noticed in the Hydro Clip, I'm actually quite liberal when it comes to applying products. So I've bought money where my mouth is, and I've bought 5 litres of Bugsy. It really is one of the best I've used. No, it's probably the best I've used to date. And I've also recommended it to friends. I can pop a screenshot there. That's recommendation a few months ago, and I can also, and that's a copy of the invoice for the 5 litres I bought. So yeah, it works well.
So that's everything for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, ask them in the comment section below. We'll be sure to answer all of them as they come up. If you use any of this product, then please tag us in your Instagram and your Facebook posts. We're always happy to be involved in your conversation as much as you are to be here in ours today. But for now, thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you soon on the next video. Take care.